Sports world has been blowing up the last couple of days with it being NASCAR or just regular sports. Today we're really going to clinch in on just some regular sports stuff. Let's get into it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a sports talk. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. A ton to get to today. Happy Friday to you all. Those of you that might live up north or maybe around the country, maybe happy snow day to you. Right now we're recording this. I don't know if we're getting one or not, but one of the great parts of living up here are some of those snow days we get. And we have some fallible snow, so Anyway, let's make this video short, let's make it sweet, and let's make it get to the point because there's so much going on, controversy, and all of that in this episode. So bear with me, guys. We're going to try to get this away without offending anyone. All right, let's jump right into it. I have 3 stories. I think is it 3? Yeah, I think it's just 3 that we should flash by really quick. And then we will get into our regular stuff. So, first things first, I wanted to talk about I guess I can categorize this into breaking news. New York has officially granted authorization for sports betting in the area. Yeah, that means that if you live in New York, congratulations, Saturday at 9 a.m., you can place a mobile, like on a phone, you can place a bet on your phone through DraftKings. I'm pretty sure DraftKings does it. Other places definitely do it, but get on your phone and you can open up and you can do a sports bet. That is in the state of New York. A lot of places up here, including my state, are not allowing sports betting. It's a big thing on the topic, and New York's a huge state around here that hasn't allowed it. So it is awesome to see sports betting coming to New York. I think that's great for them. It's probably really good for people there, and hopefully we get to see it come to more states around here. It's in Rhode Island. It's now in New York. Maybe we see it flood into Connecticut. Maybe we see it flood into Massachusetts, New Hampshire. It might even be New Hampshire already. But there's a lot of states in the United States. This is a huge one in New York. Story up on the ballot is Australia canceling Novak Djokovic's visa ahead of the biggest tennis tournament there is. This saga involving Djokovic entering the Australia appears to be ending with the tennis star being sent home. This is the tweet that came out from a big, must be a big reporter. He's in in Victoria. World number 1 Novak Djokovic remains at Melbourne Airport after his arrival just before midnight. His visa has now been canceled by Australian Border Force. I understand he will now challenge the decision in the Victorian courts. Another report came in from the Border Force that said this: the ABF will continue to ensure that those who arrive on our border comply with our laws and entry requirements. The ABF can confirm that Mr. Djokovic failed to provide appropriate evidence to meet the entry requirements into Australia, and his visa have been suspendedly canceled. I don't know, seems like something confusing going on with his vaccine requirements. He needed to get a shot. He doesn't have a shot, but he received a visa to come into the country. He should be allowed to come into the country, right? Apparently not to Australia, who gave him that visa, but we'll see that. The other quick story I wanted to get to here is COVID could restrict the Super Bowl from being in California. Is the NFL going to relocate it? Because now we've seen the 64th Annual Grammy Awards that was scheduled for Los Angeles this month on the 31st was postponed because of the health and safety of the Omicron variant. Super Bowl is set to play at SoFi Stadium in LA, home of the Los Angeles Chargers and Rams, on February 14th. According to Charlene Williams of Pro Football Talk, the league has already explored alternate sites for the game. AT&T Stadium in Dallas has been one of the names on the ballot. The NFL has to make a last-minute adjustment. Here is someone from the NFL. We plan on making Super Bowl LVI as scheduled at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on Sunday, February 13th. As a part of our standard contingency. I don't even, guys. I know how to say it. I'm just not really feeling it today. Plan and process. We continue for regular postseason games. We have contacted several clubs to inquire about stadium availability in unforeseen circumstances. In the event that we cannot play the Super Bowl as scheduled due to weather-related issues or unforeseen circumstances, our plan and process for the Super Bowl in Los Angeles is ahead of schedule, and we look forward to hosting the Super Bowl there to communally another fantastic NFL season for our fans and clubs. Hosted last year's Rose Bowl game was held at the AT&T Stadium. I can't see why this wouldn't happen. I actually think that it's a great alternative, and I'm sure Jerry Jones and his team wouldn't mind having a game there as well. So, I mean, honestly, that's what the NFL needs to do. He's trying to pull it, and if weather happens, we always go into looking at other, and I'm sure they do. I'm sure they always go and they look at other arenas and stadiums and talk to other clubs about if there was an unforeseen circumstance where we had to cancel or something happened where we had to do something. This is normal, and I'm sure he is going to try to spin it like that, and I'm sure it happens. I'm sure this isn't the first time they've had to go to another place or they've had to look at another place, but with COVID and how California has been a big wild card with how they do COVID, and their governor especially is a wild card when it comes to coronavirus and how he does and handles things. I think in being in a city that could be hit hard, moving to Dallas is a possibility, and they're going to make sure with that. They probably have to check with governments and more, and he's just going to spin it that way, but we all know the real reason. I did want to now talk about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has broken the silence, per se, and officially is calling, he's calling now more than ever. He is responded. He's broke the silence towards the media and more. Have you seen a video before? We've talked about this Antonio Brown situation in depth. We went into it, and we're going to talk about how he broke the silence in part 2 of this saga. And basically, it starts with some pity stuff. I'm not even going to lie. I want to do my best to get in chronological order, because there's a lot going on here, including some words and stuff that probably no one should be using. Alright, so let's go to this. 7 hours ago, Antonio Brown posted this to his Instagram. Barbarian. He posted barbarian. Just the word, just the statement to his Twitter. Now we go to Google, we look up what barbarian means. Here's the definition. A member of a community or tribe not belonging to one of the great civilizations, Greek, Roman, or Christian. This is ancient times. A member of the community is not belonging to one of those great civilizations. We can read into this. Why was he using the word barbarian? Why did it matter? But I think the big key is he's making a point to use this word and not use any other word, because as his Twitter said, barbarian. It was about 7 hours ago, the point of recording, almost a day by the time you're watching this. He is making it a point to say that he is a member that doesn't belong. Or is he saying himself he's been outcasted, he doesn't belong? Or is he saying someone like a coach, aka his coach, that doesn't belong? And that could be the case here. Is he saying that, yeah, coach, you don't belong here, the Buccaneers coach? You don't belong here, buddy. And is that what he's trying to say? Maybe that is what he's trying to say, all right? Is Bruce Arians, is he trying to say, yeah, Bruce Arians is a barbarian. He doesn't belong inside the organization? Or is he saying that he was outcasted? He's the one that, I'm probably going to say he's leaning more towards Bruce Arians. He's calling him a barbarian. And let's switch ahead to this tweet. Health over wealth. Hashtag barbarian. Here we go. Health over wealth. That's what he's trying to say. His health. He claims he had a hurt knee. He was injured. Maybe we now feel that who's in the wrong here, really? It's hard to tell. Health over wealth. Hashtag barbarian. Here's the tweet. He has this text. It says, this is B.A. Bruce Arianson. Make sure you're ready to go tomorrow. We are not resting for the playoffs. Call me. All right. Then there's this picture of Antonio Brown getting work done on his leg with this trainer. Okay. Then this is what the text says. It says, I'm all in, coach. Really can't get to full speed. I want to win, want to be there. If I wake up tomorrow, feel better, I'll be ready. Kind of rolled it outside at on 2-point play. I want what's best for the team. I'm a no. Let me know when you're free. I'll call you. Sorry to read some text because you know how everyone's texting. It's hard to read that. But anyway, there we go. That's plain evidence right there in favor of Antonio Brown. Believe it or not, that's him getting work done on his leg. He's saying, yeah, coach, I really don't feel good. I want what's best for the team. You know I want what's best for everyone. Bruce Arians is saying, yeah, no, I want what's best for the team. And I want you to play because I need you to play, and you're playing. This probably happens all the time, but Antonio Brown has to make this public. And then this is what else he tweets. He says, don't get it twisted. My brothers have been good to me from Tom to practice squad. We were a top-level unit. They have been good to me and knew nothing about my talks with coach last week. The team mishandled the situation. They let me, and most importantly, my teammates. They let me down, and most importantly, my teammates. Well, Antonio, you let your teammates down. You gave up on them. You threw a fit in the Jets game. The coach didn't let your teammates down. If you're referring to the coach lets your teammates down because he kicked you out of the game, that's not really necessarily true, Antonio. You let yourself down and your teammates down. And that's just where I stand on this. You're the one that let your team down. Your coaches had nothing to do with it. Did they potentially put you in harm's way and say that you have to play and you have every right to not play? Yes. You decided to play, though. Antonio, you decided to play. And that's nothing we can do about that. That's your choice. And then there's more text messages. Now he's calling back for his money. As you can see in this text I pop up on the screen from his Instagram. He's calling for money. And then he posted this while he's playing his new song. He's still promoting his new song, Pit Not the Palace, who is apparently 82 on the charts, I believe he posted somewhere. But it's Home Alone, Lost, and for some reason Lost in New York. I don't know why he put that. Do we read too much into this, guys? I would put Lost in New York because he went out of New York. Maybe that's why he used this title. Maybe he just used this title because he liked this title, but he has Bruce Arians and Tom Brady. That's a shot towards Tom. That's a shot towards Bruce. He has those two there specifically. I don't know how much we read into this one, guys. I just think it's what he used. But, I mean, you have the title New York. Is he going to New York? I don't know. Some people say he still has a spot in the NFL. I don't know how that is remotely possible for him to still be in someone's mind as a potential, but he is. All right. From one drama queen to another, we head to the one and only Aaron Rodgers. I just want to read you his statement. The backstory on this is plain and simple. A voter in the MVP category. He's a voter. He kind of came out anonymously. I don't even think we know his name. Maybe we do. I've read the article a million times and I just can't remember. But what he did say is that he's not voting for the biggest jerk in the NFL. He called Aaron Rodgers the biggest jerk in the NFL. No one likes him. Whatever. A lot of stuff. He's the biggest jerk in the NFL, and I'm not voting for him. He has every right to say that. But of course, as we've had videos a long time ago, Aaron Rodgers loves to call people out. He loves it. It's like a thing that he loves to do. He loves to say, you stink, and you stink, and you stink. You know, he bashed a reporter for just doing his job. Now he reports this, and this is what he said.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum. He doesn't know me. I don't know who he is. No one knew who he was probably until yesterday's comments. But, I mean, and I listened to the comments, but to say he had his mind made up in the summertime, in the off season, that, you know, I had zero chance of winning MVP, in my opinion, should exclude, you know, future votes. You know, his problem isn't with me being a bad guy or the biggest jerk in the league. Because he didn't know me. He didn't know me. He doesn't know anything about me. I mean, I've never met him. I've never had lunch with him. I've never had an interview with him. His problem is I'm not vaccinated. You know, so if he wants to go on a crusade and collude and come up with an extra letter to put on the award just for this season and make it the most valuable.
That's directly from Aaron Rodgers, guys, that he put out this this statement. That's from Aaron. That's from no one else. No one else said that. That's what Aaron Rodgers said, and that was his comeback. No opinions here. I'm going to keep this down the middle. But look, Aaron Rodgers wants to pull the vaccine card. That's what that says. No, I don't think that's what it is, Aaron. I don't think that's what he means. I mean, whatever. I personally don't care whether an athlete is vaccinated or not. The NFL cares, I can tell you that, but I don't. As long as they perform well, that's the way I look at it. I'm not going to, if I was an MVP voter, I'm not going to vote off of a vaccinated or unvaccinated player. I'm not going to vote that way. I'm going to vote on performance. And I doubt this voter is voting that way. Either calling him off the ballot. Of course, we expect that. Aaron Rodgers just can't stay quiet, guys. He can't. He has to go after these people. He's feeding the storm. He's feeding the storm. Honestly, I can agree. I think Aaron Rodgers is he's not a very rootable person, I should say. He is a decent person. I don't know him personally. I shouldn't say that. But he is not a very, rootable person. He's not a very rootable player. And I can understand calling him the biggest jerk in the league. But don't pull the vaccine card, Aaron, because I don't think that's what he means. I really think that's not what the reporter's saying. I just don't think the reporter liked your attitude, the way you act off and on the field, and who would? Because, Aaron, you act like a donkey off and on the field most of the time, and I think that's something that's clear as day. So, look, I understand where Aaron's coming from in a way. I also understand where the reporter's coming from in a way. But all in all, I think these guys need to both understand that, Aaron, don't feed the storm. And the reporter, what's those comments necessary for? You don't want him to be the MVP again. I get it. I don't either. But he's definitely in the running. Alright, anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a great day for all of you. I will see you on Monday. And until then, we have the final week of the NFL. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the NFL this week. Bye, guys.